The Lion and the Little Boy. The Curse of the Silent Savannah. The lion's roar had gone silent, and the savannah wept. In a land where golden grasses once danced to the rhythm of predators and prey, a curse now choked the life from every creature, except for a lonely, curious boy named Quito, who wandered into the forbidden plains, searching for a way to save his dying village. One moonless night, Quito stumbled upon the lion, a majestic beast with a scarred mane and eyes like molten amber, lying motionless beneath a withered acacia tree. But this was no ordinary lion. This was Asani, the fallen guardian of the savannah, cursed by a sorcerer's jealousy to live eternally voiceless and powerless. When Quito reached out to touch Asani's paw, a spark ignited between them. The boy's hands glowed with a strange, silvery light, and the lion's chest began to hum with a low, resonant vibration. Though Asani could not speak, Quito heard his voice in his mind.
You are the one who can break the curse, but you must journey to the hearttree.
With no time to lose, Quito climbed onto Asani's back, and together they vanished into the shadows of the savannah, pursued by whispers of the sorcerer's winged spies, the whispering caves of forgotten kings. The path to the hearttree led them through a labyrinth of caves where ancient kings were said to have buried their secrets and their sins. Stalactites dripped with venomous water, and walls shimmered with bioluminescent fungi that pulsed like 1,000 watchful eyes. Asani's paws trembled as they entered, but Quito clung to his mane, humming a lullaby his mother had sung to him, a melody that seemed to calm the lion's frayed nerves. Deep within the caves, they encountered the spirits of the forgotten kings, translucent figures trapped between life and death, who warned them.
The sorcerer's curse feeds on fear. To reach the hearttree, you must face what you dread most.
Suddenly, the cave walls dissolved, and Quito found himself standing in his village, surrounded by the lifeless bodies of his family. Asani roared soundlessly, snapping Quito out of the vision with a nudge of his head.
Illusions.
The lion's voice echoed in Quito's mind.
The sorcerer knows we're close.
Pressing onward, they discovered a hidden chamber where a map to the hearttree was carved into stone, but the final symbol was missing, torn away by claw marks. Asani growled, recognizing the sorcerer's handiwork. Their only clue was a riddle.
Find the child who walks with beasts, and the tree will awaken from its sleep.
The child of the Crimson River. Guided by the riddle, Asani and Quito trekked to the Crimson River, a blood-red waterway rumored to be home to a feral child raised by crocodiles. The river's banks teemed with danger, hyenas with eyes like smoldering coals and vines that slithered like serpents, but Quito's glowing hands repelled them, a power he still did not understand. At dusk, they found the child, a girl no older than Quito, with wild hair and teeth sharpened to points, crouched on a rock and gnawing on a fish. She hissed at Asani, but froze when she saw Quito's glowing palms.
You like me?
She rasped, holding up her own hands, which flickered with the same silver light. Her name was Naya, and she'd been abandoned as a baby, gifted with magic that let her command the river's creatures. Nia agreed to help them decipher the riddle, but only if they freed her from the sorcerer's mark, a black chain tattooed around her wrist that bound her to the river. Using their combined magic, Quito and Asani shattered the chain, and Naya revealed the missing symbol, a lion's claw cradling a human heart.
The hearttree isn't a place,
she said.
It's a bond. The sorcerer cursed Asani because he feared their bond with humanity.
As the trio set out for the final leg of their journey, the river behind them began to boil. The sorcerer's wrath manifesting in a storm of snapping jaws and swirling shadows dot the sorcerer's lair and the price of power. The storm chased them to the edge of the savannah, where the earth split open into a chasm filled with skeletal trees and the sorcerer's lair, a tower of obsidian and bone. Inside the sorcerer, a skeletal figure draped in feathers and rot, awaited them.
You think a boy and a mute lion can defy me?
He sneered, his voice echoing like cracking ice. With a wave of his staff, he summoned creatures of shadow to attack, but Kito, Asani, and Nia fought back, their magic intertwining into a shield of light. Asani lunged at the sorcerer, only to be ensnared in chains of darkness. Desperate, Kito unleashed a burst of energy, destroying the staff. But the sorcerer laughed.
Fool, the curse was never in the stuff. It's in you.
He revealed that Kito's magic came from the same source as the curse, a shard of the hearttree's power, stolen centuries ago. To break the curse, Kito would have to sacrifice his magic and his life. Asani thrashed against his chains, roaring silently in protest, but Kito nodded, tears streaming.
Do it!
He whispered. Nya, however, stepped forward.
No, take mine instead.
Before anyone could stop her, she plunged her hand into her chest, extracting a glowing silver orb, her magic, and hurled it at the sorcerer. The tower exploded in light, and when it faded, the sorcerer was gone. Naya lay lifeless, and the curse began to unravel. The hearttree's song. The savannah bloomed anew. Flowers burst through cracked earth, rivers ran clear, and Asani's roar shook the heavens, his voice restored. But Kito's heart ached. Nia's body had vanished, leaving only her crimson scarf behind. Asani nuzzled the boy, his voice now rich and deep.
She is part of the hearttree now. Listen.
On the wind, they heard Nia's laughter, intertwined with a melody that made the trees sway. Following the song, they arrived at the hearttree, a colossal baobab, with bark like swirling galaxies. Its roots pulsed with light, and in its branches hung fruits shaped like hearts.
The tree's power is balance.
Asani said.
You must replant the shard.
Kito placed his glowing hands on the trunk, and the shard within him merged with the tree. Visions flooded his mind. The sorcerer, as a young man, jealous of Asani's bond with humans. Nia's spirit smiling among the stars, and his village alive and rejoicing. When he opened his eyes, the tree had gifted him a seed.
Plant this where your village stands.
Asani said.
It will protect them forever.
But as they turned to leave, the ground trembled. A shadowy fissure split the earth, and the sorcerer's voice hissed.
This is not over.
The legacy of light and shadow. Kito's village thrived under the hearttree's sapling, its branches bearing fruit that healed the sick and its roots purifying the water. Asani returned to the savannah, his roar a daily reminder of restored balance. Yet Kito often wandered to the edge of the fissure, now sealed with Nia's scarf, feeling the sorcerer's lingering hatred pulse beneath his feet. One night the fissure glowed red, and a tendril of shadow lashed out, seizing Kito's ankle. Asani charged, his claws shredding the darkness, but the message was clear. The sorcerer's spirit clung to the world, hungry for revenge.
We must guard the balance.
Asani said.
Together.
Kito nodded, clutching Naya's scarf. Years later, the boy became a man, and the lion a legend. Their story spread, of how love and sacrifice defeated darkness, but how vigilance kept it at bay. And when new shadows stirred, the people whispered,
Find the lion and the little boy. They will save us.
Loved this journey? Subscribe for more tales of courage and magic. Don't forget to smash that like button if you rooted for Kito and Asani.